Good morning. I'm here to speak to you today about the South Australia Police response to the Royal Adelaide Show. It is a family environment and a family-friendly event, so we would like to remind the public that disorderly behaviour and social behaviour will not be tolerated, and in that instance anyone who is disrupting the enjoyment of the public to the show could be expected to be evicted and not able to return. We have a very strong SAPOL presence here over the 10 days of the show. There'll be a highly visible presence with uniformed officers. There will also be non-uniform officers, dogs, horses, police on bicycles, and we'll have those officers within the grounds of the show and the exterior of the show. You can also expect 25 km/h zones around the exterior of the show, which will also be policed, and that's for pedestrian safety. We also would like to remind the public to keep their belongings safe, that is watching their bags and property within the showgrounds, but also making sure that they don't leave valuable properties within sight in their vehicles that are locked in the area. We also, one of our main concerns that we have during our operations here at the show is lost children and vulnerable people. So we would like to remind the public that with their older children, perhaps to have a meeting place and a plan in place for an area where they can meet if they get separated. For the smaller children and other vulnerable people, we have wristbands available. They're available at the gates, the police station and various other places. We would encourage people to write the phone numbers only of the person on there, and any missing persons will be taken to the police station. One thing we also encourage is that people take photographs of their children perhaps when they're dressed for the show, and that also helps us in readily identifying and finding them because we've got a good description of what they're wearing for the day. Is there any questions?
Yeah, has every possible SAPOL resource been deployed here for this year?
I don't know what you mean by SAPOL. There's been a lot of planning in relation to the show. It's always extensive, and we believe that we've applied adequate and appropriate resources for the duration of this event.
How many police will be here? Are there more police that are going to be here this year compared to last year?
It's roughly the same amount. It has been amended. It always is reviewed every year, but talking about rough numbers, it's approximately the same.
We heard earlier that there was going to be wanting increased security at the gates. This is from police themselves, some weeks back. So as far as all that goes, what are your plans there? What's your advice for people coming to the show?
Look, we can't ignore world events, obviously. The national terror alert hasn't changed, and there is nothing that would lead us to believe there is any expected problems here at the show. We would just hope that people will come along and enjoy the show and not stay away. There will be a visible presence. The Royal Adelaide Show Society has increased their security, and in terms of bag searches and so forth at the gates, that is, they have control of that, and we will ensure that we have a highly visible presence within there to ensure community safety.
Are police doing anything extra and on top of their usual patrols here in relation to terrorism threat, if there is one?
There'll be nothing abnormal about our activities. It's business as usual.
What can people expect when they are coming to the gates in terms of these bag checks?
As I said, the Show Society are organising those. They have additional security. As I understand it, it shouldn't be causing any delays. I expect that those searches will probably be random, and the security guards will be checking bags and so forth.
Okay, so that's not done by SAPOL, that's done by...
No, that's not done by SAPOL.
This is one of those events where kids look forward to for months. Is this something that police look forward to at all?
I think it's an exciting time. I think it's good for us to wander around and mingle with the public. I'd also encourage parents with children to say hello to the police officers who are there. It's also a good opportunity to make sure their kids are familiar with the uniform if they become lost. So say hello, we're a friendly bunch.
And inside horses, obviously, patrols undercover too?
We'll have non-uniform members within the showgrounds as well. The horses generally stick to the exterior, but they'll be deployed as required. And we'll have bicycle patrols who will also mainly be on the exterior of the premises.
If showgoers do see something suspicious, what should they do?
If they see anything untoward, they can either report it to the police office or they can phone 131 444.
Thank you very much.